Okay, I've done it. Now what?
We didn't think of what to say after we started. This is the intro now.
This is the intro now.
This is the intro.
Yep.
In today's theme of what we kind of want to talk about. So, Ron, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, let's talk about it.
Hey!
Hey! Welcome to Dawn of Discussion.
It's been years.
Funny
Over a year?
enough, I checked this morning just because I want to get it correct. The last episode was on the 9th of June, 2021. So it's almost 5 years now.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that we had a good reason to start again. I'm not going to say that we had a good reason to stop.
Life got in the way.
Life got in the way.
2021, we came back from the pandemic, work started picking up again.
I didn't have a job then.
You didn't have a job, but work started picking up quite
Yeah.
heavily for me at the time. And
I had several bouts of mood going like really up and really down.
Yeah.
And also, before we do something that I need to do, I want to take some responsibility for it as well. I remember at the time I was doing a lot of Twitch stuff.
Yeah.
And I was really enamored by the like live streaming aspect of everything, with the whole like live engagement and everything.
Yeah.
I will concede to the fact that that's probably a good reason why stuff kind of started falling apart.
Yeah.
Is because then we had to basically try to figure out if you can be present at the same time, and then we start pre-recording things, but then defeat the purpose. And I can imagine like the mindset that I had at the time probably ruin my want to do this.
Yeah.
So that's on me.
Yeah.
I made a mistake.
I mean, in the end, like it takes two to make this podcast, literally.
True.
So in the end, it was you had things, I had things, and just shit didn't work out.
Yeah.
Now kind of the stars have aligned again properly.
Yeah.
So.
And we're not doing the live streaming thing anymore.
Yeah.
Because
And
no needed.
no needed. True, I think most podcasts typically aren't anyway now these days, unless
No,
specials.
they're very much pre-recorded.
Yeah.
I think the only ones that do, some of them will have like live aspects at times, like they might have like the regular sort of podcast coming out, and then they'll do live streaming as like a side thing.
Yeah.
Which we don't have to do.
No.
So yeah, here we are. But before anything, first order of business. This was a request by a couple of friends of mine.
Okay. He's taking out paper, I guess. But no. Oh.
Would you like a Skittles Crazy Sour?
Is this did they ask you to try them?
Yes.
Okay,
on
sure.
camera.
I will try
Okay.
a Skittles Crazy Sour.
I've never had
I
these.
assume they're crazy sour.
I don't know. This is us trying
It'd
it.
be very pointless if they weren't.
Yeah.
I do have the Harry Potter jelly beans as well.
Oh, we'll do those too.
Good.
Absolutely.
I'll need to
Yeah.
find them at some point. If
Take
I'd known, I would.
take as many as you like.
I'm only going to take one because I'm scared.
Yeah, same. Well, here's to you guys.
Bottoms up. I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed. That's, you know what? That is the very word that came up to me. I thought it would be more. Like it's getting a little bit more.
I
now
thought
that
like
I've chewed it
toxic
up, but,
waste level like sour.
I mean, it's nice
It's nice, yeah.
to
I
the
wouldn't
extent
go
that
crazy
it
with them, but yeah.
kind of tastes like sour cardboard. But you know,
To be honest, I've never been a big fan of Skittles. Well, that's not true. I don't mind Skittles, but yeah.
they're
Skittles
okay.
are
Anyway, this is for my friends in the Misabelka server.
nice.
Yep. I'll keep eating them because they're okay.
Fair enough. I've got M&Ms, but they're over there.
Okay, very good.
I'm not fussed. But anyway, so on to the main thing we kind of want to talk about today.
Yeah.
As you can clearly tell from Grogu, who is our new world heavyweight champion, we're talking about wrestling.
Yeah, what's wrestling now?
Yeah, I got him hooked into it.
Yeah.
And I got back into it a few years ago, and I'm really back into it now with Netflix. But
Were you watching 5 years ago?
yeah, I've been watching. I started watching properly early 2000. Yeah, no, 2010 roughly. Was
Okay.
when I actually started watching, and
Interesting.
it was I would always pre-record the episodes and then watch them the following day after school or on the weekend if it was Friday Night SmackDown. And then I kept doing that. I moved to Australia, tried to keep up with it, but had no real way of doing it, so I kept watching highlights, but then sort of tuned out from it. And then came back to the UK and I just sort of lost touch a bit. I was still keeping tabs, like watching highlights here and there and seeing what was going on, but never watching the proper shows until Netflix actually came along and started posting the and now Netflix has the shows that I can actually watch again. So
yeah, that's been a game changer. I feel
that really has. It's made it a lot more accessible, I think, for a lot of people.
Because I only really started like a year ago when I think it started with you showing me the clip of John Cena turning heel at the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
and then also. Just a small... We're not going to go into too much life stuff, but just a small update. Just over a year ago, I was slightly homeless, and I was living here for a while. Thank you again. So there was this one night where... I think it was the Raw after Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Which was in Brussels, so you were like, hey, it's live, would you like to watch it with me? And I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And then... No, wait, was it Raw?
It was Raw.
Okay, there you go.
It was Raw, because I think it was literally like the night after Elimination Chamber or something.
Something that...
Yeah.
No,
it was after
Sorry.
he won the title after WrestleMania, I think.
Yeah, so there was Raw, and then you showed me some more clips of like him insulting the child. And then it was the SmackDown after, which was I think live here.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he was like, do you want to watch the whole thing with me? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And, I kind of just clicked with it.
Yeah.
It was weird. It just...
Wrestling's just one of those like guilty pleasure entertainment things.
I 5 years later, I kind of started taking an issue with like guilty pleasure as like a term. I did not steal this from John Cena, I swear. But it is the kind of thing where it's like, I'm more than willing to admit that I very much enjoy this stuff.
Yeah, I think, well, here's the thing. I would argue wrestling's less of a guilty pleasure. It's just one of the... It's a source of entertainment, and if you're entertained by it, you're entertained by it. It's like, I guess, other things like Batman and Robin's guilty pleasure for me.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Because that movie is terrible, but I love watching it.
Yeah.
But, say we're talking about wrestling. Big event in, a week now?
Yeah.
Yeah, a week now. WrestleMania is around the corner.
Yeah, what a time to start.
I've got the match card up.
Okay.
Now. So we've already talked about it at length, but now we can kind of properly talk about it. Just in general. But so actually let me take a look okay, so on night one, which is Saturday, we have the first two matches, which is 6-man tag match between Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Aisha Speed, and the Usos and LA Knight.
Yep.
Then Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre in the unsanctioned match. These are like the first two matches that will be streamed as well, like on ESPN.
Yeah.
And then obviously also on Netflix.
To be fair, I have no idea if they're actually going to be in that order.
Yeah, I think it's roughly that order. To be fair, I think this actually might be the proper. No, I think it is the proper order.
Okay.
Because then the following match is the WWE Women's Tag Team Fatal 4-Way match, which is Nia Jax, Lash Legend, who are the champions, versus Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Lyra, Valkyria, and then the Bella Twins. And then the Women's Intercontinental title, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch, and then the just like no like special name or like championship match, just Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Then the women's world title between Stephanie Vaquer, the champ, and Liv Morgan, and then finally the main event of night one, which is Cody Rhodes, the champion, versus Randy Orton with Pat McAfee.
Sure, yeah.
Let's talk about night one to start.
Okay.
I don't think night one interests me all that much.
So I will say
there's probably two matches I'm interested to watch.
We'll delve into the Pat McAfee thing later because that's like a whole other thing.
Yeah.
I think I was excited for that match.
Yeah.
Now, like, because of the build-up, it's not been that drawing in a way. Like, it's not been that interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Did you say both women's championships are?
No.
No, sorry.
It's three women's title matches, but only one of them is the world title.
So, I mean, I like Becky Lynch well enough. So, that will carry me through that.
Yeah.
I think the 6-man tag team match could be very fun.
I think that will be fun.
Yeah, that's my main sort of hope for it, because it's not... I mean, it's going to be fun in the sense that... So, what I've kind of now feel about wrestling is that there can be good matches, and there could be fun matches, and there could be neither.
Yeah.
A lot of them are neither, unfortunately, but...
Yeah.
But we still watch. But with the fun ones, at the very least, like they might not necessarily be good, but they still have something that might be fun. So
There's going to be a lot of wow factors
yeah.
to those matches.
So for example, the fact that technically I Show Speed in kayfabe is participating reluctantly. That's going to be a fun factor to me.
That's going to be fun.
I like LA Knight. I know that people tend to like him as well. I think it's just unfortunate that he doesn't really get the sort of push that he deserves to like really get into like the bigger stuff.
Yeah, and the two matches I'm looking forward to for me is Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu.
That should be really fun.
And then Seth Rollins and Gunther. And that one, not on build up, but
yeah,
just because they're two great wrestlers who can produce a great match.
They are. It's just one of those where it feels like at the time of recording, which I don't know when this is actually going to go out. I think it used to go out on Wednesday, so maybe that's the target. But at the time of recording, all we have in terms of backstory is Gunther has a personal reason, but we don't know what that personal reason is.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of like unclear what everything is. I have some expectations. They're not necessarily low, so it could be good.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of seeing where that goes.
Yeah.
I think you said Stephanie for Karen Liv Morgan, right?
Yeah.
Could be fun.
It could be.
Yeah.
I think it's just they're kind of stuck in an awkward place if this is the correct order, which I think it is. You're stuck between Gunther and Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. And those two matches will be good regardless.
Yeah.
Whether, about the involvement of certain people is
Sure.
whatever, but they'll be good matches. It was interesting. I saw some like things talking about like people who were at last year's WrestleMania who aren't there now.
Yeah.
At this one, and one of them was like Tiffany Stratton, and I'm like, I'm struggling to see a reason why she's not realistically in this over some matches because she actually has a feud going with Julia. I know you're not a fan of either one, but I'm like narrative-wise, there is a build there.
Yeah.
And the other one for me, which is a big one, I think this one should have gone, is Io Sky and Asuka.
Yeah. So I mean, this is like the majority of people on Reddit who will complain about this specifically, where they're like, "Why isn't this booked in?"
Yeah.
I don't know what the reason is. I mean, one of the things that is worth mentioning as well is Jordan Grace joined the main roster at the start of this year.
Yeah.
And then after, 5 appearances, just disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't think we've actually seen her since Rumble.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me because she was really set up to be the person to face
Jade
at
Mania, yeah.
Yeah, and then she didn't get into Elimination Chamber, which was incredibly weird.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that where it's like, I mean, Jade obviously has a match that we'll talk about later, but it's one of those things where it's like, I think there's a lot of questions about why certain people aren't appearing, or why certain titles aren't being defended, or what the build up is for if there's no resolution going into Mania.
Because I think I think one thing as well, it's the realization of none of the men's tag titles are being defended, and the one tag title that is being defended, I think I think there's been some decent build for the women's tag titles or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, as fun as I think the 6-man tag would be, I think narratively that would have made more sense to replace that with Io Sky versus Asuka. I think that it wouldn't be as entertaining possibly, but it's that should have probably got.
There's merit to that, but if we go into the next day, I think there's something that might skew your opinion about that maybe a little bit, potentially. Probably not, but potentially. Yeah. I do think that that 6-man tag match, while I think it's going to be fun, there is a little bit of well, what is the build up towards that? Because it's it happens to be a feud between the Usos and Vision that
with LA Knight.
Yeah, LA Knight happens to be involved in that, and then Al Show Speed gets involved in that out of virtually nowhere, just because he's cursed or whatever.
Yeah, and it's funny where it's wrestling has kind of gotten used to breaking kayfabe now and being aware that it lives in the 21st century with the internet. Yeah. This is the one feud where I'm like, okay, so you're keeping the kayfabe, because all it would take for LA Knight and the Usos to go, oh, I Sure Speed didn't mean any of this, is just a quick Google search and just watching the YouTube videos and being they're not doing that.
Yeah, but not just that. That basically means that I think Division has the titles now, right?
Yeah.
Not doing anything with that.
Yeah, they're not defending them
Yeah.
at Mania, which makes no sense to me.
The only thing that it makes sense to me is I wouldn't know who they're defending it against, other
Besides
than
the
the Usos.
Usos,
Yeah, but they just won it from the Usos as well. So
Yeah.
is this like an instant rematch kind of thing, or
Well,
is it
that's
then...
the thing. Wrestling used to have that, where the champion would have a rematch clause often enough, where they could challenge for the title again, but it would be a one-off where they get the automatic rematch. But if they lost it, they'd have to go about the normal way again.
Well, unless you're Becky Lynch hunting down Lyra Valkyria, but sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because then you need like 4 rematches to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, she still won because, she is one of the best out there.
Yeah, and it's not just us
It's
saying
not just
it.
us saying it.
That's everyone.
It's not
saying
just Sports Illustrated saying it either.
It's other people saying it too.
GQ said it too, I think.
Yeah, and her fellow ginger man, I think. Well, maybe he didn't say it, but he talks like that anyway.
He does, yeah.
Anyway, moving on into night 2. These are the first 2 matches that are on the first hour of ESPN, which is the Intercontinental Championship ladder match, which is Penta, the champion, defending against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
Should be a fun match. Once
Yeah.
again, it's one of those, should that narratively have been the match over like other matches, but in the end you've got to have the wild
Don't know.
factor matches. But
Yeah, I mean, what's worth mentioning is I was actually watching last night's Sunday today. Last night's showing of AAA, in which Penta defended the Intercontinental Championship from El Hijo del Vikingo,
yeah,
and he won.
yeah,
Which, I mean, that was always
Obviously,
going to
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And then obviously there was a lot of hype there as well because one of the commentators was in fact Rey Mysterio.
yeah.
So he was like analyzing the whole thing and like seeing how to kind of get over on Penta. But obviously a ladder match isn't necessarily just being better than your opponents. It's just getting up that ladder.
Yeah, it's just getting up that ladder and being right place, right
Yeah.
time.
So I think it'll be really fun. I
It
think
will
JD
be.
McDonough is weirdly placed, but I think it makes it funny as well.
Yeah,
I think that just means that Dominic Mysterio is going to get involved in some way.
yeah.
Um,
Which is going to be interesting because of one of the matches later on that night as well.
Sure, yeah.
Uh,
Plenty to say about that too.
The second match, and this, I don't know if this is the actual opener, and if it is, it feels very oddly placed. And this is what I argue probably should have been the actual main event for night 1, which is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
No, I get that. I think because the main event was always going to be the title defense,
Yeah.
so that doesn't strike me as weird. I think as an opener, it's just a really strong way to start the show.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't know how it's going to go, whether it's just going to be a straight match or if it's going to start with one of them being immediately disqualified and then just having like...
A brawl.
Yeah.
No, it'll be a proper match, I think.
I don't know.
I think it will be, because it's WrestleMania and it would be a bit twitchy not to have it be a proper match. Don't get me wrong, there might be a pre-attack.
I mean, they didn't sign the contract
True.
because they just couldn't stop
Fighting.
beating each other up. So,
Well, we'll find out Monday how
Yeah.
all things work out.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to that one. Big man
Yeah.
versus big man is always fun.
I will say my prediction is for this one, I think there are 2 ways this will go about. It will either be just like a constant back and forth between the two,
Yeah.
or a squash match. Regardless of what style they go with, Oba needs to win,
Yes.
because he just needs it more. Next up, the US title match between Sami Zayn, the champion, versus Trick Willie.
Could be fun.
Could be, but...
Don't see the point.
Yeah, same.
I just think that, I mean, they didn't know. They might know, because mostly fans watching this properly.
Yeah. At least
I don't like Sami Zayn very much.
Yeah.
There's numerous factors to this, but like one of the main factors is that oftentimes I don't know if he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like he's almost always just kind of awkwardly placed,
Yeah.
and especially lately, like anytime in like behind the scenes things, he just has to like antagonize everyone, and then just kind of snake back to this whole like, oh, I'm your friend though, right? Like I didn't mean any of
I
that.
didn't mean it, it was my emotion. Yeah.
And
He feels a bit directionless.
yeah, and I feel like, yeah, sure, I could be nicer about like how I feel about the person himself rather than the character that he portrays in the thing. But at least the character that he portrays in the thing is not like that legendary Sami Zayn that a lot of people have talked about, including now himself, which was like a weird fucking promo, by the way.
Yeah.
To just go like, oh, you know what? If you don't like me, that's fine, because the people who like me, and it's like, I guess they do. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what you're trying to do here. It's weird to me that he made Trick Williams look more humble, because he had at least he had someone else singing his praises. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'll be interesting as well to see Lil Yachty as well.
Yeah. Interesting though. It doesn't say he's accompanying Trick Williams.
I have a feeling that he will do.
Yeah.
I think he's been.
Or it'll be like that really shitty thing from last WrestleMania, where it'll be like, oh look, someone's gonna go down and get involved. Who is it? Who? Oh, it's Little Yachty, and everyone's going, like we're fucking Travis Scott. Which
I will say, he is funny though. Like in the SmackDown match, or the SmackDown situation where it was like, like some shit talking between Matt Cardona and Trick Williams, and he was like, hey, you know what? If you want to fight Trick, he's right here. You could just fight him. And Trick was like,
what?
What are you doing, man? What is this? Like, that sort of thing. This is when I think like a celebrity is used well. Like, so far, in terms of like all that we've mentioned.
When they actually participate, it's
like
done
like
well.
Lil Yachty and I think Ice Speed as well.
And Jelly Roll even to an
Jelly
extent.
Roll, yeah, I would agree with that.
Because I think his thing with what's his face? I can't. Kit Wilson. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
That was funny.
Oh man,
that was actually quite funny.
I love Kit Wilson. Yeah.
He's gotten surprisingly over, and I never thought that would have happened.
The guy from Pretty Deadly.
He is pretty and very deadly with his sick poems.
Yeah.
But yeah, so following that match though, what I am looking forward to, it is the Demon Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Versus Dominic Mysterio.
So, I've seen some gripes online about this specifically, and I was wondering if you agree with that, because I kind of do. Do you think they should have announced ahead of time that it's going to be the Demon Finn Balor?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think so.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because it feels very cheap
They
now.
could have, like, alluded to it. Like, I think Finn said something. I was like, oh, he's going to bring out the demon. But then when you're like, it's the demon. It's like, I think it's very... And here's the reason. Here's my reason why I think they've done it. Ticket sales aren't very good. And they're basically just trying to say, look, this is going to happen, so you should buy tickets to go and see it.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah, I can believe that.
But I just don't think it's worked out in any conceivable way for them.
No, I don't think so. I think the issue with that as well is like, it's like buying someone a present and then telling them what's inside before they've even removed the wrapper, and it's like,
yeah, exactly.
It's not. It kind of defeats the point just a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know, that's how they choose to do it, I guess. I think it's cool to see him in the demon gear, but like, I don't know. As a surprise, it would have been a little bit nicer.
As a surprise, it would have been better.
Yeah, now it just feels a little cheap.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, WWE Women's Championship match: Jade Cargill, the champion, against Rhea Ripley.
Should be fun.
Should be fun, but I think in the end it just felt very much like, oh, let's just have, the big girl match for no narrative reason other than whatever.
Yeah, well, again...
They've done some okay build-up, I think, but I'm like...
Yeah, again, my assumption was that originally it was meant to be Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I read somewhere that she was injured, so maybe that's like part of it. I don't know. So, okay.
Sorry.
That may have been picked up. Yeah, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a very weird WrestleMania. I think the hype is not nearly as there as it was for the past few Manias.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the main event of night 2, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns.
I'm looking forward to that.
I am looking forward to this one. I think the build-up for this one's been substantially better than Randy versus
Cody. Yeah.
And I think what's made it better is the fact that Pat McAfee just isn't involved.
True.
Because here's my thing. So quickly going into the celebrity thing now, because we've gone through.
Well, actually, before we go into that,
Oh.
I just have another bit to point out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice? There's a difference in the amount of matches on Saturday and Sunday.
So what is there? There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on night 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So they may add one more match for night 2.
So the question is, if they do, what should it be?
To me, logically, Io Sky and Asuka probably makes the most sense. Or alternatively, the Wyatt 6 versus the
Nah, because they're doing that on SmackDown.
Yeah, but once again, it's just one of those things where I'm like, to end that feud, just end it at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or sorry, PLE.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm like...
Yeah.
It should be one of those 2 matches, I think, preferably. And then I think ultimately, maybe it's about time it should be Asuka and Io Sky.
Yeah.
For custody of...
Kairi Sane, yeah.
Poor Kairi. She always looks like she's on the verge of crying every time.
She probably is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to be fair, she probably
is. I mean, I have
Kairi!
another alternative to suggest.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. El Grande Americano versus original El Grande Americano in a mask versus mask match, which, in fairness, has been posited.
Yeah.
That's out there now, so, you know.
It could be, but whether or not that's going to be at a AAA event or a WWE event,
it would probably be at the AAA event at this point.
Yeah, probably at this point.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I don't think they've not done much.
They've done a little bit briefly, like when the original returned.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's sort of petered
No,
out.
they've just been to AAA.
Yeah.
Which is there's plenty to say about that.
Yeah.
But later. But yeah, so that's at least those are the matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about celebrities then. So
I think the worst use of a celebrity I have ever seen in WWE was at last WrestleMania with Travis Scott.
Yes.
Because he showed up at Elimination Chamber with The Rock. For what reason? No one knows. He was just sort of there. And then he came out at WrestleMania 41 doing this whole, like, coming out to his music. That was the music for WrestleMania 41, which I was like, I'm not a fan of the song anyway. Tapping his, like, fake hardcore title. Like, oh yeah, look, I'm the hardcore champion, which you're not.
Yeah.
And then did nothing except get his ass kicked and briefly distract Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Which didn't lead to Cena even winning with it, you know.
No, it led to nothing.
Yeah. So I'm like...
Yeah.
Travis Scott, like... I think it was very much, he said, look, I'm a fan, but I don't really want to do any of the work. Can I just be there?
Yeah.
Whereas Jelly Roll said, look, I'm a fan. I'm willing to put in the work. Can I be part of it?
He did.
And same with iShow Speed.
Yeah, like, actually, if you watch the Unreal documentary, which not everyone wants to, for good reason, because it's a bit too revealing at times, maybe.
Yeah.
But in it, there's a section about Jelly Roll, and he very much says that he already participated with WWE in 2024, but he couldn't actually do anything because he was heavily overweight.
Yeah.
So they wanted to include him in a match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Potentially. But there was like a big question of like, would he be able to do it, like physically and everything? And he was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it physically in the state that I'm now, but I'll lose the weight for it. And then he just like worked hard at like losing the weight and like getting to a physique that actually would be serviceable in that. And then he did perform at SummerSlam. And in fairness, weird match, not a bad match.
Yeah. What was the match again? It was what? It was Randy and him against...
against Drew and Logan.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now.
Yeah.
Like, I think, my respect for Jelly Roll has gone up.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't been keeping up with SmackDown, but that's because nothing on SmackDown interests me at the moment.
Whoop, shit. That's okay. All good.
But yeah, like...
I'll clean it up later.
I'm sure Little Yachty has been fun. I've just not seen anything wrong, because like I said, I've not kept up with SmackDown, because it's just not interesting to me.
I have kept up with it. It's okay.
I think the thing that really turned me off from it was the return of
Pat McAfee.
Where I was like, this feels like Travis Scott again, but where he's slightly more active.
So in the last episode, he was kind of okay. Basically, so it starts off with both Cody and Jelly Roll looking for Pat McAfee.
Yep.
To which Nick Aldis says, like, first of all, he's on his way here. He's not here yet. Second of all, when he does get here, you can't touch him. Like, people from well above me have said this. You cannot touch him. Neither of you.
Okay.
And then Pat McAfee does arrive, and then, we'll get there. And then, he comes up to Jelly Roll, taunts him. Jelly Roll obviously gets aggressive. Jelly Roll gets, held down. And then Pat McAfee makes his way to the ring, starts beefing with CM Punk. As in, he starts, calling him out, saying,
Yeah.
oh, you said that TKO should, reduce the ticket prices? Well, I actually went to one of our partners, and they're willing to cover 25% of the bill of the Saturday match if you order between now and Tuesday. So it's just a big ad for Dodge, basically. But also for WrestleMania, the tickets are reduced 25% for the Saturday one, because he was no one wants to see the Sunday one. And he was like, first of all, there you go. You call them out about they need to reduce the ticket prices. I went and reduced the ticket prices. Also, think about all the merch sales of the expensive merch that you're wearing. When people buy that stuff, who does it go to? Does it go to TKO or does it go into your pocket? In fairness, I don't actually know.
Probably a bit of both. I imagine there's
It'll be
a
a bit of both.
percentage. It would be a percentage, maybe 40% goes to the restaurant, the rest goes to the company.
There you go. So that sort of thing, and at least with that, to a large extent, I think you have a point.
Yeah.
Just shouldn't be you saying this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Randy beat up Jelly Roll for some reason.
Yeah, I think I'm now getting the horrifying sense we're building to Pat McAfee versus Jelly Roll.
Maybe.
I'm not looking forward to it. If that's the case. Oh god. Probably not at Mania, but maybe at some point that could end up being.
I think Backlash.
Yeah.
Randy and Pat
Against
versus Cody and Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. Yeah, that could happen, to be fair. That could happen very easily.
I'm just not looking forward to that because it feels like
Yeah.
it's not necessary.
It's not, yeah.
And there's nothing interesting there for me.
Yeah. But having said that, I think we briefly have talked about it. Well, we have talked about it quite a bit. The idea of Team TKO versus Team WWE.
We did talk about this, yeah. Because it feels like that's what it's kind of building up to.
And I think that's the best logical way to save this angle now. Because I think it just makes sense if you've got the WWE guys going what the hell is going on? A lot of these decisions make no sense and they do not benefit anyone. So we have to take a stand. And then TKO being yeah, but we're the money. We're the money, and where the money comes from, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'd have yeah, I think that would be the best sort of just way to save this angle.
Yeah. I don't really know because it feels like at the same time it also feels like remember, well, I don't know if you've actually seen this, but when Pat McAfee came in originally and he made this whole big stink about we're gonna save this company, we're gonna save this show, because people just want stuff from the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Who was present during the Attitude Era?
Yeah, Randy. Yeah, exactly.
And the man in charge.
Yeah, The Rock. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Oh, and
Triple H.
Yeah, and Triple H. Yeah. Well.
So is he nostalgic to those days, or?
Well,
is he
here's the
complicit?
thing. I think that's an interesting angle to work from it because the reality is, I think Triple H wants to bring back one thing from that time, which is the long-term storytelling, which I think works and it makes sense. We've seen it work brilliantly. Whereas, I think as I remember showing you that clip or sending you that video that was breaking down the feud between Triple H and The Rock. And how The Rock wants more the classic shock and wow factor. And I'm that works, but when every show is just that, then it loses its wow.
Well, you can't always be building up to things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because then it's just kind of basically it's all momentum, right? It needs to feel like it is building up to something, but it has to kind of continue to move towards it. And what might happen sometimes is that all these moments where there's supposed build up to something might actually feel more like a stagnation.
Yeah.
Which is for example, in the video games,
Yeah.
when it comes to like rivalries, I like the fact that usually rivalries have like 4 levels.
Yeah.
Because it's like you build it up a little bit, it gets more intense, it hits like a breaking point, and then maybe it gets like even further if it's like a really heavy rivalry. But after that, there's a resolution, and you kind of move on.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a cooldown period before they can have.
Yeah, and that way as well, like you can create situations where you have more different combinations of like the huge roster that they already have. Like they have 90 something people in the combined roster of Raw and SmackDown.
Wow.
Right, so there's a lot that you can do with that.
Yeah.
Right. And for example, it's the kind of thing as well where like by the time that Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre had their ambulance match at the start of this year, or like at the very start of this year, someone mentioned, one of the commentators I think mentioned, that they had a beef going for 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months is a very long time to just keep 2 people locked in with each other.
Yeah.
It's like basically like as soon as SummerSlam finished, and like Drew and Paul didn't really work with each other anymore. Drew and Paul, Drew and Logan, whatever. As soon as they stopped kind of like, appearing together in that fashion, it was just Drew and Damian all the time.
Yeah.
And they fought each other at so many people. Actually, am I thinking of the right person?
I think it was Drew and Damian.
Sorry, I'm thinking about Drew and Aleister Black. It was Aleister Black that he had a feud with for like 6 months.
Drew McIntyre.
No, Priest.
Yeah.
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 That one was the one that went on forever. It's just like...
Yeah.
Sorry, Drew McIntyre and Priest
Fair,
was just before that.
There's been lots of feuds between, like, Damian Priest and multiple people and Drew and they
I don't
last
mind,
quite long.
Yeah, I don't mind them... I'm gonna pick that up later. No. I don't mind them coming back to like certain feuds that were ignited before, like they're clearly doing with CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Yeah. That's fine.
But there was a long breathing gap between them.
And they had an alliance in between.
Yeah.
A very tenuous alliance that for some reason they're pretending didn't really mean anything, but
Yeah. And Fergus, the idea was that was an alliance of circumstance rather than an alliance.
Well, yeah, CM Punk was working with his cousins.
Yeah, exactly. I think one thing for me is, like, going into, like, I think how feuds have kind of structured. I think a lot of the feuds now these days do either drag on or they feel very random.
Yeah.
In some aspects.
I know what you mean.
There's a few I think that have hit the spot. I think Punk and Reigns right now has done quite well.
Yeah.
Like, that's been a very good feud build-up. Hell, and even though, like, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar feels very thrown together...
big man versus big man.
Yeah, it works in the sense of, like, you have the old big man versus the new big man.
Yeah.
And will the old big man yield to the new big man?
Yeah,
or the new
it's
big
like
man?
the old ruler is being challenged by the new ruler.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's about the throne of the old... Even though Brock has only really been back since, like, the end of SummerSlam and really not done all that much.
Yeah.
Other than, throwing Cena around a couple of times.
Yeah.
Being thrown into that War Games situation. And then that's about all he did last year, I think. I don't remember him doing anything else.
I think he literally showed up for War Games and then he showed up for Rumble.
Yeah.
To then basically ignite him and Oba might have something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where... What was I going to say? Man, there's a lot of things I want to talk about wrestling-wise.
Yeah.
There's a lot to
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah. But what was I going to mention, I think? Brock's a weird one for me, where I think he's cool, but I think he's over-relied on at points.
Yeah.
And they've mishandled certain things around him and let certain things happen because it's him where it shouldn't have happened. And I was thinking recently when I saw like a video of like, top 5 greatest wrestling moments and top 5 things you think they shouldn't have done. And the person said whatever about them. And for me, the number one thing they should not have done, I'm like, everything up to this point is whatever, whether they should have done it or not is in the past. There's only one where I'm like, they should not have done this, which was Brock Lesnar ending Undertaker's streak.
Yeah.
Undefeated streak at WrestleMania, because I think there were 2 ways to handle it. One, either the streak should never have ended and he should have retired with the streak intact, which I think probably would have been the best option because it gives it even more like prestige. Or two, if you're going to have him retire the streak, it has to be one of two people, either John Cena because John Cena's John Cena.
Sure, Super Cena.
Or alternatively, and for when he was alive, may he rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, because Bray Wyatt was the Fiend, and for a time it was like, oh, he's the next Undertaker.
Yeah.
And you have the passing of the torch, whereas Brock Lesnar didn't need the streak. He was Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And I think that's one moment. And I think that you still get those moments where it's like they give certain people, like when Brock Lesnar squashed John Cena, I'm like, they should just give that match to The Miz. That would have been a far more entertaining match. And a very classic one.
No, I think it was completely missed out on the fact that The Miz and John Cena should have faced each other one more time.
Yeah, because like when people talk about John Cena's top 5 rivalries, Brock Lesnar's not in there.
No.
The only reason they talk about it is because Brock Lesnar could squash John Cena, and that was it. I'm like, yeah but that's just what Brock Lesnar does, which is really boring after a point.
To be honest with you, let's just talk about that for a second. Like, John Cena's run last year. Right? Unfortunately, the first John Cena run that I ever watched...
That's the real bitter disappointment in that regard.
Yeah, in honest professional terms, fucking sucked.
It was terrible. From the heel turn was fine, it was whatever.
It was funny.
And then the actual WrestleMania match was just so boring.
Yeah.
And then with the fact that, Rock's gonna come out, and then we get fucking Travis Scott, and you're like, why is it this, cunt? Well, I don't give a fuck about this guy. Get him out. No, exactly. And where's The Rock?
And to be honest with you, like, I don't think there was much question about John Cena winning this one.
Yeah.
It's just the way, like, he won that. And then, to be fair, every other match that he won during his heel run was just the same match every time.
It was the same match every time.
It was one where, like, he went against a legend of some sort.
Yeah.
It kind of didn't really go anywhere. And then... it built up to it going somewhere, and like the legend was doing really well, and he was doing really well, and then he just resorted to cheating with the title again and again and again.
Yeah, this was my biggest critique, where it's like, as a heel, it was basically John Cena wasn't John Cena at all.
Yeah. Punk was more John Cena than him.
Yeah, Punk was more John Cena. Yeah, 100%. Because
in
I'm
his,
like... super punk form.
Yeah, his professor fucking off.
Thug life. Yeah. But I'm like... He never put anyone down with the AA clean, which he should have done at least once or twice. And it never felt like he could kick out of someone's finisher. And I'm like, but this is still John Cena. I get he's a heel, but he's like, even when other characters change to heel, they still have a little bit of the resilience.
Yeah.
John Cena's resilience just seemed to disappear.
Also, the only people who put he AA'd clean was R-Truth through a table.
Yeah. And then I think AJ Styles in there.
Yeah, but that was after he already turned face.
That was after he already turned.
And that was like his best match that entire year.
Yeah, no, that was his best match. So,
I will say though, SummerSlam versus Cody, also very good.
That was very good, but once again, he had turned back to a face.
Yes.
Very, like, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, but...
Well, because they had really no option.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah. I think, his entire heel run, that, like, you got, like, a little bit of the glimpse of, like, Cena and Punk being, like, the face Cena somewhat returning when I think Money in the Bank was about to be cashed in.
Yeah.
And he stopped it. But it was still, like, mishandled still and really weirdly, like, just not logical in a lot of ways. I think his match with Punk was his best heel match.
Yeah, no,
but I think that's because just Punk is a master in the ring and knows how to get the best out of anyone.
Well, he's the master at a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like, his mic work is at a very different level. Even though I know that a lot of it is probably like prepared and
it's just the way he delivers
just like
it still.
Yeah, like I'm sure there's like a brief that he's given where it's like hit these points. But he does it the most natural out of everyone.
Yeah, 100%.
And like when he says stuff, I believe there was this one broadcast recently where he didn't do a very good job. Unfortunately, it was the one where he was facing off with Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns got him to punch him by saying,
"Oh, you're
old."
Well, did you see the theory about that? That originally Roman Reigns was meant to talk about CM Punk's dog who died, but then it's like, oh, did he change his mind because he thought that was going too far?
Well, I mean, did you see the post by Drew McIntyre where he said, "I'll mock CM Punk for a lot of things, but I would never start talking about his dog." So if Drew McIntyre isn't gonna go there, and he goes places,
He does go places, to be fair, yeah.
yeah, like he just did a whole promo on Jacob Fatu from a prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he goes places.
He does go places.
If he doesn't even go there, then that should be a sign that no one should.
I do want to talk about the Punk Reigns feud in a second, because there's
Yes.
one element about it that I'm finding very hypocritical from the Bloodline perspective.
Yeah.
But I'll get to that in a second.
We can finish on John Cena first though.
Yeah, we'll finish on John Cena first. And then what? Then we had Cena AJ, best match
Wonderful
of his last run.
Save for AJ.
Yeah, same for AJ, yeah. Then we had Lesnar versus Cena.
Awful.
Terrible, pointless.
Dog shit.
It was. It made no sense to me. Like it
was 10 minutes.
It was. It didn't even feel 10 minutes. I thought it was less. I thought it was 5. However long it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is their last match. Why is it a squash match?
I think that match, because that was on the debut PLE, right? That was on WrestlePalooza, first time ever.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why people didn't like WrestlePalooza very much.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Then they did it by redeeming. Cena winning the Intercontinental Champion, becoming a Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Well
So
done.
here's my thing, though.
Yeah.
That was a freebie.
Yeah.
Like
That
was
was
just to make sure that he departs a Grand Slam champion,
yeah.
and then just be done with that. And fine. I mean, he did deserve it, but at the same time, there are matches where it could be more deserved, and that should have happened during a PLE. It
Yeah.
just happened on Raw. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
What happened the next PLE, though, is he lost it because he was supposed to face Dominic Mysterio, and instead he faced the entirety of the Judgment Day, including Liv.
Here's the thing. I didn't mind that he was facing the entirety of the Judgment Day. I think in the end what would have made more sense for that match is if it's the entirety of the Judgment Day, but you have Rey and Sheamus who were literally tagging with him
Yeah.
in his last time working with those two guys, where they come out and help back him up, but
Yeah.
Dom still gets the overall edge.
Yeah, but it also shouldn't have been the return of Liv.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest gripe for me, where I'm like, it felt less about
Yeah,
John Cena.
because she like bewitched him. Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, and it was the whole like as well, because the thing I think that pisses everyone off with that one, that was Cena's last PLE match, and it was Survivor Series. That's a big PLE for him to go out on.
Before Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah, which that's technically not like a PLE.
No, fair enough.
but
That's
yeah.
like it's yeah.
It's like a special version of Raw and SmackDown. Like
Yeah.
it's a standard show plus kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But it's like he shouldn't have, like, losing to the Judgment Day in a bullshit way, whatever.
Yeah.
But Liv coming back, I'm like, no, because it made it more about
Yeah.
Liv's return.
And
than
it's
Cena's
all
loss.
of these elements that basically made it so that his last match at Saturday Night's Main Event against Gunther just kind of sucked.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I reflect on it now. I
Yeah.
think the match is good, but the way
In isolation, if his entire run up until that point hasn't been so dog shit, that match would, if it
Yeah.
was exactly as it is now,
It
would
would
have
be
been
fine.
great.
yeah,
Because like on Cody Rhodes podcast afterwards, like he explained that there was a certain level of like symmetry between, like there was a storytelling element to his last run,
yeah,
right? About like him effectively being like a man who knows that the end of his time is coming, but he's like trying to grasp onto things.
yeah,
And then like in his match with Gunther, basically the reason why he taps out while he's smiling is because he now got to this point where there's nothing left to give. He's given everything that he can.
yeah.
So like he knows that his time has come. And to me that's beautiful. Like
Yeah.
like that makes
It
it,
makes a lot
like
of
a
sense.
ballet performance. But the problem is that
But when the last run is shit,
Yeah.
it really just puts all of it in a negative way.
exactly.
Like, yeah, I think for me it's like, I think I told you how I would have ended it. I would have had John retain the title against Dom, and I
Yeah.
still would have had him retain the title against Saturday night
Main event. Yeah.
and then have him relinquish the title there and then and gesture to the fans like, this title belongs to you, where I threatened to take away the WWE Championship before. This title, which does mean just as much because of the history behind it,
Yeah.
I give to all of you.
Yeah.
I think that would have been equally poetic.
So I don't wanna
Yeah.
do like necessarily like fancy bookings and everything.
Yeah.
But I kind of do. I said it from the very start of his heel turn. The way it should go, if all the stars aligned and everything goes as it actually is supposed to do, is he does this heel run where he keeps fighting people and he keeps getting on top of people.
Yeah.
And in fairness, when he does, it's without cheating because he's John Cena. He is one of the greatest out there. He doesn't need all of that stuff.
He's not the greatest of all time anymore, that's for sure.
No.
That's The Undertaker. Undisputed now.
Yeah, I guess so. But then at the end, basically, he should have faced the final boss.
Yeah.
Because he would have turned against him and gone, I'm not what you made me to be.
Yeah.
Or what people...
I am what the fans...
Yeah, I'm here for the...
be.
Yeah, I'm here for the fans. I've always been here for the fans.
Yeah.
You're not. You ran away to Hollywood.
You came crawling back when you failed.
Yeah. And I went to Hollywood to experience that part of things, but I pulled Hollywood here.
Yeah.
Like, that's a different thing. Fought The Rock, defeated The Rock, thus retiring him.
Yeah.
Right? Because The Rock is never around anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he goes...
Double retirement match.
And then he goes, I've given what I did, but I'm a man of my word.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is the end for me. Thank you very much. I think, in all honesty, when you compare like goodbyes between like John Cena's goodbye and AJ's goodbye, John Cena had a lot more fanfare around it, but AJ's goodbye
was way better because
it just felt more honest. And they lost to the same guy.
Yeah, and I think part of it, and I reflected upon this. I think we talked about it, AJ didn't have any build up.
It had none. He just got undercut.
There was no expectations because of it, and it's like you're just going and being like, yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, Cena's final match is just... Final run was just... I think it will always be one of the big wrestling what ifs, you know, now, where it's just never going to be the same anymore, I think, because of it. And yeah, it's just always going to be a sore spot for me. Like, I remember watching that match when I was in Australia for Christmas, and moment it ended, I was fuming. I was pissed off beyond belief. I was inconsolable to a degree. I remember messaging you and Tam, and you were both like, "Oh, this," and like tried to make, and I was like, "Nah, not hearing it. Don't give a shit. Terrible.
Yeah.
0 out of 10. Dog shit." And I'll give it a 3 out of 10 for the quality of the match, but it's still really crap.
Yeah. I mean, I remember talking to a friend of mine about this.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I think people are making this out to be a lot worse than it is," and I was like, no, it was pretty bad.
No, it was pretty bad. That's the thing.
And then, because I talked to him about it, I was like, I see where you're coming from. I guess I'm warming up to him a little bit. And then when I talked to John Cena, when I heard John Cena talk about it, when he was talking to Cody Rhodes, that makes more sense. I got a lot more respect for it.
Yeah.
But it is very much the kind of thing where it's like, it would have been it would have been a good match, a very good match. It would have still hurt.
Yeah.
But it would have still been a great match had it not been preceded by the crap that came before.
I think the biggest way to describe it is if you get sucked into the emotion of it in a positive sense, like, because I cried at the end of AJ's match.
Yeah.
I didn't cry for Cena.
No.
I just felt pure rage. And I think, and here's the thing, I think it's about, like obviously a lot of people would have cried for Cena's match, but not nearly, I think, as many people cried for his match than they did for AJ, because I think more people were just pissed off with that match overall. Yeah, to be fair, like, this year's Royal Rumble, PLE in general, was just a bit of a shock in many ways. Yeah, it was, yeah. So... Yeah, I think... I'm trying to remember, like, things that... I'll say this. This Rumble, compared to the last Rumble, just thinking on it, at least from the Royal Rumble winners' perspective. So I'm trying to remember who won the Women's Royal Rumble last Rumble. It was, I don't remember now. What? I'll look it up. Fuck it. Yeah, go on. Royal. Winners list. Here we go. I don't even remember what the champion, the title defenses were. Yeah. It was Charlotte Flair in 2025. Oh, that makes sense. I'll say this. I think, weirdly, this year, they got the winners better than they did last year.
Yeah.
Because I think Roman Reigns, much better than Jey Uso.
Yeah.
And who the women's winner was Liv Morgan over Charlotte Flair, which I think does make sense.
I think her being the winner makes sense.
Yeah.
I think they really haven't done enough with the fact that she effectively betrayed Raquel
Rodriguez, yeah. They haven't done enough with it, yeah. Having said that, like, because this is also why I'm like, Cody and Orton don't need to main event night one, because people probably forget Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble, and he's main eventing WrestleMania. He didn't. He was the opening match night one. He wasn't the main event.
Yeah.
That's how much people just gave up on it. They were like, nah, fuck, he's terrible.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, because they had another main event going on.
Yeah, they did. They had the bigger one, which was...
The triple threat.
Yeah, the triple threat, which wasn't for a title, which is why I'm like, Brock Lesnar over Femi probably should main event night one, because I think there's
more... I see what you mean.
More, like, oh, this is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Because this could shake everything if Oba wins. Because Oba... unlike Brock, is sticking around, and if he can beat Brock, he'll beat anyone.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think...
I get why, because the thing is, in the end, it is Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes is the most over guy in the company. So it's going to sell, regardless.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, is that a lot of it is about selling, which... and when I say selling, I mean, like, unfortunately, the thing where it's, like, selling merch and all, you know, I guess tickets, even though I don't know how many tickets are actually selling. Even though someone pointed out, when people say like this one is the lowest selling or the lowest attendance WrestleMania of all time, he said that's not possible because there was one year where the attendance was literally 0.
Yeah.
So fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is one of the lower ones of all time.
I think it's one of the lower ones, especially in the 2-night format.
Yeah.
In the 2-night format, I think it without a doubt it's going to be the lowest selling one.
Yeah. Which makes sense because. I mean, I was just looking at ticket prices for Raw in June.
Yeah.
When they're coming here. It's like £200 a ticket.
Yeah.
And like up there, like far away from the ring, close to the ring is
because
even worse.
I really should ask her now because she didn't tell me. But I think we went to watch Newcastle versus Manchester United at St James's Park, a football match. And I have a suspicion the tickets would have been about the same. But at the same time, like, football is biggest sport in the world.
Sure, yeah.
And, like, I do kind of want to talk about Americans at some point and just sports in general. Because the delusion they feel is continuously entertaining.
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, it's incredible. But yeah, but I'm like, ticket prices in even then I think are still like can be relatively cheaper for football. And the thing is, because there's not like a PLE premium live event match or whatever it is where the prices are going to skyrocket because it's a premium live event and everything.
Yeah.
The football is just like that until it's a final. And then the ticket prices skyrocket, but it's the final at that stage and everyone wants to watch the final.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, it's become a bit absurd because I always view, like, wrestling and to be fair, football as well are like the working class sport and entertainment in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, they should be easily accessible to other people, to everyone, realistically. And it's just not anymore, that's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, what's good about, like, outside of America, Netflix holds the rights for, like, I mean, not the entire archive, unfortunately, because apparently some of the archive is missing on Netflix. But for the large majority in, like, current streaming, it's largely happening on Netflix outside of the US, except for maybe some events like AAA and Saturday Night Main Event, which are on YouTube. But still, like, it's nice to kind of have everything together, and in that regard, it's easy to kind of keep up with things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to actually, like, going and visiting, in Europe, like, I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen very often that they come by, but it is very much the kind of thing where it's like, they'll do European tours, like, twice a year.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the time, they're entirely in the US.
Yeah.
Again, sure, the US is a large country.
It's where they're based.
Yeah, it's not like, people from Minnesota can just easily hop over to San Diego to watch a show. I'm not saying that. but they can go to.
They don't have to
Yeah.
take their passports or anything, and then they don't even have to go through rigorous border control.
Well, they have to pass certain people at the airport, but that's a different thing.
But it's not as extreme as going internationally. That's the thing.
True, but it is also the kind of thing where it's like let's say you live in Washington State, right? And then you're like, oh, I can't go see a show in Miami, and it's like, okay, but the next week is probably going to be in Oregon. That's way closer to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas for us, it's very much the kind of thing where it's like,
we get one chance, maybe 2 a year, to see something.
yeah.
And
they completely, in the Netherlands, wrestling is not a big thing because they don't even go there, even though there is.
I think they've had some what is the term? It's not the live events. They have other stuff where it's
they have European
shows.
Yeah, they have in-house shows.
Yeah,
which, to be fair, they could have had more of these days. I don't want to work these people to death, but
yeah, I think they could have in-house shows here in London, and the tickets would be a lot more affordable. The issue is they'd sell out very quickly, I suspect, but it could be just a lot more affordable.
Yeah. It just makes me wonder if there's a wrestling league in London that is just local. Okay.
There is. There definitely is.
I'll go watch that. Yeah. That's probably £15.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be a lot cheaper. Even at most, maybe, depends, maybe 50 quid, but it depends on whatever, yeah. But I think...
How much does AEW charge, just out of interest?
I haven't checked. I'm assuming it's not going to be that much better now these days.
Probably not, no.
That's the thing. It's probably a little bit better. So because they got £200, but it's probably 100 quid or 115 on.
Because they got Chris Jericho now, and more importantly, they got Chris Jericho's list.
Well, he hasn't got the list anymore. He doesn't use the list, sadly. But...
Incorrect.
Oh, has he brought back the list?
He's brought back the list.
I love the list.
Yeah.
So he re-signed with it. Oh, that's just a shame that he re-signed.
It's more of a clipboard now, though.
Okay. Well, I mean, it was always on a clipboard.
Oh, well. There you go. It's back.
But what I was going to say, the thing is, the biggest problem with WWE, and I remember, several years ago, John Cena mentioned it, and I was at View talking with someone about it, an old colleague of mine. He's gone now. And...
You're gone now.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things where he mentioned... the idea of WrestleMania, John Cena mentioned it coming here to London, and I was like, holy shit, if that happens, I don't care how much it costs, I will go and see a WrestleMania in London, because it's WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree.
And then WWE effectively came forth and say, yeah, we're never going to do a live, a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam, or one of the big ones outside the US. And I was like, that's a shame. Whatever. Yeah. And then TKO takes over, and things start getting really fucky, where they're like, by the way, WrestleMania 41 is going to be in Las Vegas. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. Then WrestleMania 42 is going to be in New Orleans. And then WrestleMania 41 happens. You know what? We've changed our mind. We're going to have WrestleMania 42 be in Las Vegas because it was the most successful whatever. I'm like, oh, that's really scumbaggy. That's really shitty of you, because you promised New Orleans it, and now you've taken it away. And there are going to be people who live down in that area who are like, oh, yes, we're going to live so close. And they're like, fuck, now we have to travel if we want to go to it. And then they said, oh, by the way, so WrestleMania 43 at New Orleans? Yeah, we're pushing that to 44 now because we're doing it in Saudi Arabia. And I'm like, that's not in the US.
Yeah.
So the thing you promised that you would never do, which made English fans unhappy, but we're like, if you keep your word, whatever. You've now effectively lied to everyone.
Well, it's a historical event.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what they're telling people.
Yeah, the thing is, and I've a WrestleMania in London would be
so sick.
Ballistic. It would be nuts because it wouldn't surprise me if English fans turned it into an actual football match with just parades throughout the street of fans just cheering and just chanting. But instead of chanting for a football team, they're going, Cody Rhodes, Cody, and everyone's going,
that'd be so good.
Who the fuck is Cody Rhodes FC? Just people who don't watch wrestling being so confused.
Oh, man, that'd be so cool.
Yeah,
it's just a wasted opportunity.
It is just a waste of. And the thing is, Wembley has 90,000 seats.
Yeah,
and they'd have to cut a little bit off for the stage, but then you'd obviously have seats on the field, so it would still be around 90 to probably about 95,000 seats realistically at the end of the day. For fans, I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
To have such a huge stadium host that event with the big arch, it'd be huge.
And European fans would come over for that.
Yeah, they'd come from France, Italy, they'd come from all over Europe.
They'd come from America, unfortunately, but
they would as well, yeah. But I think the thing is with that as well, I think it's just, I've resigned to the fact I don't know if it will ever happen.
No, probably not.
which is just tragic. Because then here's the problem: WWE is just going to have to live with. AEW is going to hold that over their head because they beat them to it.
Yeah,
And
they did it all in, right?
Yeah, at all
Yeah.
in, and they've done it twice now, I think, and
Yeah.
they've both been huge because they understand like one of their biggest events at Wembley is massive. Like the ticket sales go crazy because fans want to watch it. Fans are just hungry for like that high quality American wrestling.
Yeah. I'm just gonna check. We've been talking for an hour and 5. So, should we seek to wrap this up shortly?
Yeah, we can make the next episode about
Just other
Americans.
Yeah.
Americans and sports
Americans.
in general. Because I do want to talk about one thing.
Yeah.
This year that's happening this year, but yeah.
Very fair. Well, we're back. Is what we're ending with. Thank you very much for watching, and what weekly release? Yeah, weekly release.
Hopefully a weekly release.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.